What is a permitting agency? In other words, who are these violations? Who's required to follow these laws? Any entity that is involved in the review of the permit for an accessory dwelling unit or JDU in which there's no substitute, including but not limited to applicable planning departments, building departments, utilities, and special districts. Are ADUs permitted ministerially? Yes. ADUs subject to state law must be considered approved or denied and permitted ministerially without the discretionary review or hearing. Development standards must be objective to allow for ministerial review. Objective standards require a uniform benchmark or reference that is knowable by both the permit applicant and the permit agency prior to the submission of an application. So for what are examples of this? They can't specify color or fixed standards, such as heights or setbacks or design standards. That's considered subjective. And languages such as privacy, compatibility with neighborhood properties, promoting design harmony and balance, or language like must maintain similar architectural style or requiring high quality materials, all of those are subjective and may not be imposed on ADU development. They don't want any of that subjective nonsense. Under the Permitting Act, the agency has 30 days to determine whether or not an ADU application is complete. If an ADU application is deemed incomplete, the local agency must provide an exhausted list of items. That list shall be limited to those items actually required on the lead agency's submittal requirement checklist. In other words, the agency has to have a checklist, and you've got to apply and hit every item on the checklist. If they say you're denied, they have to tell you precisely which items on the checklist were not fulfilled. They cannot then later come back and say, oh, I forgot this. They have to give you an exhaustive list of everything that was done. If the permit is complete, it must be approved or denied ministerially within 60 days from the date the permitting agency received the application.